Often when performing prospective cohort analyses, you want to be able to establish how comparable the two populations were at baseline. You want to be able to look at all the pre-existing diagnoses and make some sort of statement that the two populations were basically the same. In order to do this, we have provided the Charlson comorbidity method. You can look up Charlson comorbidity elsewhere, and you'll find that usually it is built on just one hospitalization. We've created a method that allows you to look back for any amount of time and look at all the diagnoses in the outpatient, in the ED discharges, in the outpatient discharges, within a time frame, and then to assign each patient a Charlson score, which also includes an acknowledgement of their age as well. To show this to you quickly, we've basically taken, in Study Designer, the two diabetic groups you had once before, the diabetics who were ultimately in bad control, and the diabetics who ultimately achieved good control. Now we go to the method, and we're going to add the new method, and the new method, you choose a type, and the type is going to be comorbidity. And you give it a name, which is comorbidity. Then you hit add, and you'll notice immediately the usual paradigm. You have a start flag that starts at the index date, and then goes backwards 180 days to capture all the diagnoses that occurred with this patient as a discharge, as an outpatient, or an ED discharge. You can have a blackout period of a number of days, so you'll start 1 day back or 2 days back. And you can choose different intervals of time, 180, 365 days, however far back you want to go. You can also control by having an AD that actually ends the follow-up time with a specific event that happens, or a specific end date, but we won't cover that for this particular run. The outcome are a series of ADs, actually about 19 ADs, that look at all the ICD-9 and ICD-10 codes and assign them the appropriate weight. Once you've set up your study, you're ready to go. Easiest way to do it is just to save and exit. And now you run it by left-clicking on the green arrow. You'll see this flower that moves and is telling you that it's working on it. There is a little bug in the program right now that doesn't let this stop normally. So what you have to do is you have to go to the home and then come back to Study Designer when you think it is ready. As a conservative estimate, allow 0.05 seconds per patient. It's actually much faster than that now. After 0.05 seconds per patient has elapsed, you can then go back to Study Designer and see the result. What's nice in this version of Looking Glass is when you run a study this way, the study runs in the background and is available when you come back. You don't have to save it. It is automatically saved. A great relief for those of you who have other things to do while studies are actually running. Let's go back now to the Study Designer. We'll go back to our study. We notice it is no longer running, and we can now open it up. It's loading the results, and it has already run. Let's go to the method, and let's actually take a look at the results. You can see again all the different pieces here, the ethnicities, the gender, the socioeconomic status, the age, and here the myocardial infarction, congestive heart failure. These are flag fields in which a 1 would mean the diagnosis was found in the past. This person had a chronic pulmonary disease, but did not have dementia, did not have cardiovascular disease, did not have cerebrovascular. This patient did not have cerebrovascular disease, vascular disease. You find the straight Charlson score that is just based on the ICD-9 codes. You have the age-related risk, which calculates for each decade of age above 40 a specific risk. And you add them together to get your Charlson with age. And this is the score This is a severity adjuster score that you use in your modeling or in your stratification. There is some attempt by the program to calculate the estimation of a 10-year survival, but I would not put too much faith in that. When you're finished, you're ready to export the data. You left-click on the data file. Now we'll open a spreadsheet, and everything that you saw in the GUI will be available in a spreadsheet for you to use, to analyze. The system is self-documenting for the cohorts, cohort 1, cohort 2, and the actual output of the data, including the Charlson scores.